Hi guys, welcome to Old Guys and New Guitars. My name is Rex Anderson and this is my friend Kerry Jackson. And we're here to look at and talk about guitars. We're glad you're joining us today. Anything to say, Kerry?
I can't wait. It's like Christmas. Every time I wonder what's on here.
Yeah, for those of you that haven't had a chance to tune in before, the concept of this show is we present Kerry, who is a studio musician here in Phoenix, with a guitar that perhaps he hasn't played before. And we've been lucky so far that all the guitars we've had are ones he had not had in his hands yet. So we just kind of filmed this to do a reaction to the guitar, see from a studio musician's perspective what he thinks about the guitar, experiment with it. We've had quite a variety. We encourage you to go back and look at our older shows and see what we've had in the last year or so. But we'll start with this guy. It does have the brand name right there. It's a Cozart, or Cozart, yeah.
So that is a Cozart, which I am not familiar with.
And we've had, on some of our episodes, we had a couple lower cost guitars, and this is going to be one of those.
All right.
So I'll have you go ahead and open up the case and we'll get started.
Always a big fan of the modern low-cost guitars that seem to be so promising. It's a good attitude to have about guitars, is not be hung up on name brands. There's nothing wrong with loving all the classics. I'm just saying, I try to never turn my nose up at anything. You know, it's like, hey, if this feels good and works and sounds good, I don't care if it's 5 cents and, you know. Oh, whoa, look at that. Yeah. Wow, what do we got going with the wood, too? So a wild 12-string telly.
Yeah, something we don't see that often, do we? 12-string Telecaster.
Sure don't.
Now, this is another guitar that is contributed by our good friend, Mr. Rick Wall, over at Zonal Music Group. And he bought this because he kind of went down a 12-string hole for a year or two and had tried a couple of different ones. He kept trying to look for one that had a little bit wider neck to it.
Yeah.
We can kind of just run through the specifics and plug it in and get it all set up in between videos here. So
I'm just getting the cord out of my way there.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, it's kind of a burled wood on the top of there, the finish. This guitar is made in China. And so let's see if I've got a little bit of a description of it from what I could find.
It looks really
burled maple. They're saying burled maple.
So that's just like stained burled maple?
Yeah, and then it says basswood too, so basswood. So I'm not certain about that. Now that I look at this, some of it says, I had the question mark.
Well,
is
that's
it burled?
burled.
It's there we go.
I think that's your burled maple.
And then the
Right.
body, I think, is a ash burled
Okay.
top. That seems to make more sense with a maple neck. Rose, yeah. And then I don't know what the little dots are on there, what those are made of, but they look nice. And then it says that the wood is a poplar laminated wood. 22 frets, 25.5 scale, so 3-ply pick guard. So this is not a terribly expensive guitar, but he was just kind of wanting to find something that did the 12-string thing with a little bit wider neck, and it certainly does have that going for it.
I think this one has a 1-ply pick guard, but
oh, 1-ply, does it? Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, sometimes the descriptions on some of the Chinese guitars are a little bit
whoa, look at that
variable.
Kind of an imaginative, possibly very cool 12-string bridge.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because it's got kind of 6 saddles there, and they can each handle the 2 strings, and it's kind of sending. Okay, I see. Oh, that's nice. So we have 6 of them coming through the back, and 6 of them coming through the back of this.
Oh, okay, that's what they're doing.
Which is great on 12 strings. I love when they do stuff like that, because I believe all the octave strings, the high strings, go through here.
Oh, okay.
So when you break a string, you're not like, oh my God, you know, right away you go, oh, my high A string. So you know that that's
right
that's
there.
there. And then if one of your regular 6 breaks, you know, just like any telly, they would go through there. So that's already a pretty swell idea.
Look at the spacing on those strings with each other.
Yeah.
They're
And then they really sort of took the same, all the main strings are on kind of this roller-ish bridge coming in from the back. But then these guys are going beside them and sort of capitalizing on another little nub of metal that they have next to that one. So possibly a great 12-string bridge. We'll find out.
We'll find out. Now, I did tune it up last night, but I hadn't messed with it a whole lot since then. And I know Rick has not had a setup done on it since he got it, so it's pretty much as was delivered from the company.
It's got nice weight.
Yeah, it's not crazy heavy, is it?
I would think
For all that hardware.
I would think it was going to be really heavy, you know. And they did pretty cool here, how they consolidated as much as possible. Functional, you can get to them all.
I think I've seen some old Fenders that have that barred tree sort of thing coming across, or whatever they call that. Coming across the fretboard like that.
Everything's going under. This is rounded off underneath this little string tree, which is probably good. It kind of gets everything on an even keel back here, so that probably does good for overall string tension.
I know that this was, I mean, a pretty inexpensive guitar. I'm well below $300, I'm sure.
Oh God.
For it, so that's what was sort of attractive to him to give it a try and see what was going on. But yeah, so what we'll do here is we'll take a little break and get it tuned up, because that's always fun on a 12-string, and then we'll come back and play some samples of it through the Princeton Reverb. Depending on what we're getting out of it, I also have sitting over here one that we've used many recordings over the years, but I thought it might be interesting to kind of hear the very difference in tones that we probably will hear between the single coil pickups there and these old Rickenbacker pickups. So give us just a couple minutes and we'll get tuned in and dialed up, and we'll come back with the Cozart 12-string T-style. I'll call it that, a T-style guitar.
Yeah, definitely T-style.
Okay, well, we are back. We have the Cozart 12-string T-style guitar here plugged in, and it's running into a Princeton Reverb amp and into our recording board over here. So we'll let Kerry just explore a little bit and see what he thinks of this 12-string, a budget 12-string, I should say, from our good friend, Mr. Rick Wall.
Well, Rick tells me this hasn't been set up at all. So for a 12-string that hasn't been intonated or set up, it's already pretty solid. It feels like it could be, I mean, it's not bad now, but it seems like it could be really good if someone was real careful on setting up the bridge and the action just right. Pretty good octaves. It's kind of not as easy to tune as it could be for a 12-string because of the way they laid it out. I tuned all the high strings first, so they're just the first ones. That's a whole really tricky part of a 12-string is don't get lost where you are here. I like tuning all the high ones and then all the low ones, because if you start going 1, 2, and 3, 4, that's you know, then you can go back and get it more fine-tuned. But hey, that's both pickups. Good clean sound. See what that pickup sounds like on the neck. Pretty good. Ooh, action's a little high. Needs to set up a little more, but But again, for an unset up 12 string, Rex says this is a really low budget guitar, and it's really solid as a rock as far as the construction, how well the neck fits the joint, and there's not like space here or anything.
That neck pickup had a lot of clarity,
The
not
neck
too
pickup's
different
sweet,
from
yeah.
the
Kind of reminded me of the Squire we like
that
so
we did,
much.
the
Yeah.
classic vibe. It's certainly not closed in and muddy sort of sounding.
That great 60s vibe. The hardest part is now I want to play 12 strings greatest hits.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're trying to stay away from playing songs, If you play short enough clips, can you get away with it?
No.
If that reminds you of something.
I'm also thinking I'd like to plug it into the Vox amp over there and just hear what it sounds like through the Vox. Let me go switch it. Okay, so I just went over there and switched the amps over to a Vox EC10. Just curious to see what the 12 string sounds like through the Vox.
Nice in the old Vox. Oh, that's both amps?
Yeah.
solid. Huh?
So what do you think? What's your initial reactions to the guitar?
Well-
What is it? Is it for somebody that really wants a 12 string but really doesn't have a big budget for it? Or?
It might be, because I'm thinking, like I said, this isn't set up. Now, for those of you not very experienced with 12 strings, let me tell you, this 12 string is not set up. Usually means disaster is about to ensue. And I know there's some kind of out of tune, phrasings and things. I'm having to press the strings down kind of hard, so it could use a little relief in the action. But it's not because it's not well made. It looks like it's solid as a rock. The frets feel great. They look great. They gave you a truly wider 12-string neck, which I love. I hate when they try to squeeze a 12-string into a 6-string neck. That does not work, and your fingers can't find the strings, and it really messes you up. So this is a little more of a classical guitar feeling neck, which it should be, where you have to stretch a little more to get to them, because every note is 2 strings. So, you got to leave some room for that stuff. But first of all, pickups, well, I didn't even, I like that pickup so much I haven't tried the other ones. It's doing its good little octave, clean runs and stuff. Imagine a real 60s song chugging along, It gives you that real Birds and Beatles and everything vibe there. That was the treble. Here's the bridge pickup. Here's both. And again, I'm just struggling to play it because the action's a little high and tight. But I'm not sure it can't be made to play really great, because look at the quality of the bridge. Feels solid as a rock. The wood's beautiful. Neck feels really strong and tight. The machine heads were good and smooth. And you said this is like the cheapest guitar we've ever pulled out, right?
I think it might be the least expensive. I'll have to check with Rick, but I know it's way under $300.
Under $300, so come on.
Let me try something else. I've got this Rickenbacker over here. You've played many times, and it is a challenging guitar to play because of the narrowness of the neck, but I just want to hear the tone comparison between the two.
Yeah.
So maybe just play a little lick here, and then we'll switch out to the Rickenbacker and play the same kind of thing. Kind of a, that 60s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You want to try the other?
Throw your pedal off, and I'll hand you this guy. And here, I'll trade you. There's no stand over there.
But
You're Kerry's familiar with this other one. We've recorded with it many times over the years, but I played live with it, but it is definitely more challenging on the fingers with the narrowness. Maybe not so much in terms of setup.
The top one?
Yeah, that's fine. And
now,
it's got a stereo pickup in there is what that's designed.
Is this in tune? More or less?
It may not be far off. We'll take a second here and we'll tune it up and come back. Okay, so we just switched out guitars, and I gave Kerry the Carl Wison Signature 360-12, which was kind of built as a replica of one of the guitars that he played. But I think he had some input on the design, Carl Wison with the Beach Boys. And we've used this guitar. It's incredibly light. The top of this guitar is thin, and you've got to have a natural resonance when you're just playing it unplugged. The end of the headstock is pretty heavy with all that equipment on there, so you can kind of feel the weight of it down at the end.
Down there.
But it also has kind of that narrow fretboard that Roger McGuinn and all those guys played. But yeah, let's just hear what it sounds like through the same setup. I'm running it right now through both amps, both the Vox and the Fender.
The only drawback with this wonderful guitar is the thing Rex mentioned. They're squeezing 12 strings into a rather thin 6-string neck. I would even think this neck was thin if it only had 6 strings. It'd be like, I like my fretboards a little wider than this. And it's such a shame because in every other way, the construction, the finish, Rickenbacker pickups, especially on, well, they sound great anyway, but especially on a 12-string, oh my God. So if you hear me missing strings, it's just because it's hard for me to hit the string spacing. The action's beautiful, the sound is beautiful, the guitar is beautifully made. It sounds like a monster. That's both pickups now, but listen to that thing. But action-wise, comfort-wise, sound-wise, oh my God. See, and I don't have big fingers. I have kind of small fingers, which I sort of like. It helps me get around on that. But I use this on Rex's Big for His Age 2 stuff, and to wonderful effect. It sounded absolutely great, but I had some real difficulty playing some of the songs just because of string spacing. I can't seem to get my fingers small enough to do this spacing. It's a jangle machine. Like just an A or an A7th, it's so hard for me because you got to get your fingers little. But even though that's a drawback, or it would take me so much getting used to. I just wish the strings were spread wider. Like I say, that is its only detraction because it is just built so beautifully. The finish is fantastic.
I think if there's one other guitar that I'd like to try at some point, it would be the 660-12 model, which is kind of the crested wave version.
Well, right, because it has a wide fretboard, right?
Very, very similar to this.
The Tom Petty thing.
This guitar here.
Yeah.
That has a little wider board on it. Now, maybe it's not going to be quite the same chimey sound, but this top is pretty amazing, and I do notice. Oh, such a difference. This was really nice, but there's a difference in the sound. switch back to go out with this video, but it's kind of interesting to hear the two compared. Very different guitars. This one, though, has certainly, if the action was set up properly, I think would be a little easier to play.
This has a lot of promise.
Yeah.
And if it's like under $300 or something, and it ends up intonating well and, playing easier with the action and stuff, man, you can't go wrong. Because it's pretty solid. But much easier spacing. Action's a little high for that, but
Hey,
boy.
Greg.
Hi, Greg.
One of our bandmates just walked in.
Man, that is a cheap guitar that feels like $1 million. It's solid as a rock. It's really constructed well. So I have a feeling we'll have our Rick Wall owns this, right?
Yeah.
We'll have our wonderful friend Rick get this intonated and set up, and maybe we'll try it again and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because it could be a monster, and especially with fantastic sounding pickups, wide 12-string neck, nice fretwork. The wood looks beautiful. The pickups sound monstrously good. Seems we get some real potential here for the sleeper 12-string of the year. Maybe.
Yeah, where else do you go to find a 12-string electric that can sound great?
Look at that thing, that 12-string tele. Oh my God, huh?
So thanks, Rick Wall, for sending this guitar over to us. And thank you guys for tuning in. And please leave comments down below. We do like to read the comments, and it can lead us to new shows, new show ideas. Also, if you would hit the like button, we'd appreciate it. But most importantly, if you could subscribe to the channel. We're slowly growing as we go along. And we're looking forward to doing some more interesting things here in 2026. But today, you've got to see what a Cozart 12-string T-style guitar looks and sounds like. Thanks for tuning in.